Hi everyone, and welcome to my review of one of the most anticipated films of the year 2015, especially for me, in my opinion. This is one I was really excited about because I loved the last film. And now we have the new number 24 James Bond film. This one is called SPECTRE. And of course, Daniel Craig is back for the fourth time. Sam Mendes, the great Oscar-winning director, is back. He directed Skyfall, and now he's directing this one. And how can you help but not be excited, especially if you are a fan of this series? I loved Skyfall. I enjoyed Quantum of Solace, and I thought Casino Royale was great as well. But even though I had so much hope for this movie, I really had to keep my expectations in check and not expect Skyfall again. If it was going to be better than Skyfall, I definitely would let you know right here. But if it wasn't, I hope that I'd still enjoy the film because I was just so happy to see it. And I got to see it in a really great way with my great friends from We Live Film, Scott and Ashley Menzel, Daniel Rester, Big Gabe, who we also did a review for We Live Film. We went to this nice fancy theater in Simi Valley where you can sit down in comfortable seats, order some food, and they bring the food to you as you watch the movie. I had a pizza and everything. What an amazing movie-going experience. I think even if I saw a bad movie, it would make that experience at least fun because I get to eat and enjoy and have great sound. Anyways, let's talk about SPECTRE. I'm not going to go in great details of the plot. Let's say it's just a continuation of the Daniel Craig movies. What's so surprising about these films is that they're all sequels to each other. And I know that they've dabbled with that a little bit with the other James Bond characters, but I don't think they've done it in a way like this one. And this one, SPECTRE, really ties into what happens in the last three films, and I really appreciate it because I really enjoyed those films, and I'm looking forward to where it goes from here because Daniel Craig has already signed on for another one, and should he have signed on for another one? Let's find out with my opinion. I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Yes, there are issues that I have as a critic, as someone who really loves James Bond. I'm not an aficionado. I don't know everything about the James Bond series, even though I've seen all 24 films now. Looking forward to where it comes next, because at the end of the credits, James Bond will return. But with this one, it just started off with a bang. We have this really amazing tracking shot, which I don't know how long it goes for. I would say at least between 5 and 10 minutes. I wish it was longer, but I like how we really get into this film through this amazing tracking shot. I really appreciate that. And all the work that had to go into doing that. I don't know if there was a cut. There might have been like a cut there, like something like Birdman did. You know, there was cuts in that film. You had to try to find them out. So there might have been a cut in that film, but it looks like a nice, sweet long shot. And once we get into the action, all the fun stuff happens. And then we get a song from Sam Smith, who I don't know as a person. He might be a wonderful individual, but as an artist, I don't really like the music of Sam Smith. So I really tried to stay away from this song until I saw the movie. Here's my honest opinion about the Sam Smith song. I liked it. Am I going to run out and see Sam Smith in concert or buy his records anytime soon? No, I will not be doing that. But I liked the Sam Smith song. I thought it got me right into the mood of the James Bond series. Would I have rather had the song sung by someone else? Yes, maybe Lady Gaga. But for what it was, I liked it. And then the movie gets started. We get to see all the characters we love. Of course, Ralph Fiennes is back as M. Manny Penny, Naomi Harris is back. And we got Q. And then we have some new characters, of course, played by Christoph Waltz as the new bad guy. Dave Bautista from Guardians of the Galaxy and the World of Wrestling is back. We have some lovely actresses. Monica Bellucci plays a Bond girl, and the other actress who plays a Bond girl is a French actress from a film I loved from a few years ago, Blue is the Warmest Color. That's the little bit of the film, and how was it? I just said that. I love the film. What am I saying? I'm going back and forth. I'm so confused right now. Anyways, I really dug this movie. I do have issues with it. It's a little long, especially near the end. It is a 2.5-hour film. At times, it does drag throughout the film, but it always brought me back. It always had me. I was always entertained, interested in what was happening on screen. I found it fun to follow the story and meet all the new characters that tied into this and how this ties into the origins of Bond and this famous bad guy that we've all seen also in other films. I don't want to give away too much in this review. Of course, you probably know what Christoph Waltz is if you've read or you know the history of Bond, but it's kind of interesting to see where his character goes, even though he's not in the movie that long. When he's there, he shines. Monica Bellucci's not in the movie that long either, but when she's there, she's beautiful as ever. I wish she was in the movie more. I can't say that I buy the chemistry between James Bond and the girl that he hooks up with in this movie, the French actress, but she's fine. I liked her. She's nothing, there's nothing too amazing about her performance, but I did like her, and I felt like she clicked somewhat with James Bond. The action, some of the best James Bond action I've ever seen. There's a great fight sequence. My favorite moment in the movie comes in the train that reminded me of From Russia with Love. But there's this great fight sequence between James Bond and Dave Bautista and the French actress. It's got to be one of the best fight sequences I've ever seen. And I like that scene because it harkens back to why we love Bond. I'm not going to say that this is a true old school Bond movie, but what I will say is that it really attempts to remind us of why we love Bond and give us that old school feel from time to time. There's some certain scenes that reminded me of previous films, ones with Sean Connery and Roger Moore, and I appreciate it. Yeah, this is not a cheesy or campy Bond as some may want. It's definitely more serious and the same tone of the last films, especially Skyfall, since it is directed by Sam Mendes, who also made that film. But I love how this movie made me feel. It was pure action. There was a story that was interesting enough to get us to care where Bond went through this film. And it just was so damn entertaining. And the sound system we had in this film. The picture quality is great too. And the cinematography from Hoytman, whatever his name is, who also worked on Interstellar. It's a great cinematographer. The movie looks beautiful. It's a gorgeous looking film. I can't wait to see it again in IMAX. I appreciate the sound that we had in the theater when there was explosions and shooting. We felt it in our seats, and it just made me feel more immersed in this whole experience. I'm trying to think of any other problems that I had. I felt like there's some scenes that happen near the end when there are some revelations that weren't handled. They just weren't handled that well. That kind of took me out of the experience. But of course, when you got a 2.5-hour movie and you got the ending coming, it does feel a little rushed, put together at the last minute, and I didn't have the emotional experience that I wanted, especially near the end. But I like where this series is going. And I hope that Daniel Craig at least gives us 2 more Bond movies. And I don't want to give anything away. I'm trying not to. But it's interesting to see where Christoph Waltz goes in this film. And we'll see what happens in the future with whatever happens to him in this movie. But overall, just really enjoy this. This is a great James Bond movie, in my opinion. It does have its issues. It does have its problems. But overall, I was completely entertained by this film. Even for 2.5 hours. I think 20 minutes could have been shaved off. And maybe the film would have been more enjoyable. I also want to mention Thomas Newman, who's worked with Ralph Fiennes countless times, almost every movie that he's made. It's a great score that incorporates the James Bond thing from time to time, but it's a great score on its own. Thomas Newman, congratulations. Great music. This movie just had, it was a great, amazing movie-going experience. I loved it. Not perfect, but I still enjoyed it, and for that, I am going to give Spectre, the brand new James Bond movie, I'm going to give it a solid 3.5 stars out of 4. Comment box below. Let me know what you thought about the film. What is your favorite Daniel Craig James Bond movie? Mine, of course, will be Skyfall, but I want to hear from you if you want to share your feelings about the film, whether you agree with me or not. Bye, everyone. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites.
And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.